You're almost there, Steve.
Oh yeah.
Almost.
I feel like, oh, the view is amazing from here.
So today is the first full day here in Mexico City. I'm not exactly sure what's on the plan. We might be going to see some temples later this afternoon, but first, a little breakfast. The last time I was in Mexico City, all the taxis still looked like this. There were modern Beetles, a lot of them were modern Beetles, but they still looked a lot like this. They've all kind of changed out for pink and modern taxis, which is kind of sad. It used to just be so cool to see like a stoplight and just hundreds of these taxis everywhere. After a bit of a walk, we're headed to a place called Peltre, which does chilaquiles. Mike's guiding us around, so I'm kind of just following.
The best ever. Once you've had this breakfast, you'll never want to have another breakfast. That doesn't make any sense. You'll love this food is what I'm trying to say.
Looks like this breakfast is basically nachos for breakfast, which I'm totally okay with. Breakfast was amazing. Nachos for breakfast. Breakfast nachos is just a great idea. I could probably eat nachos 3 meals a day and be totally cool with it, although I might be like 438 pounds by the time I leave Mexico. Now I think Steve and I are gonna go off on our own little quick adventure to do some shooting and exploring in, what neighborhood are we going to? Zona Alta? Roma Norte? Condesa neighborhood. And yeah, let's explore. One of the coolest things about Mexico City, especially this part of town that we are right now, is there's so much street art and it's just unreal. It's absolutely cool, and it's basically every block there's something that's just really impressive. Loving this wander around with Steve, and I think now we're gonna go off and maybe try to find these temples. We're gonna take an Uber up to the ruins. It's like 500 pesos, which is 30 bucks to take an Uber an hour to the ruins. Let's go. So we made it to Teotihuacan, and there's good news and bad news. The bad news is I'm vlogging on my Canon 60 with the 60-35mm lens because they wouldn't let me shoot my stabilizer. Apparently a stabilizer is seen as professional gear and you need a permit to do that, and the only way to get a permit is in Mexico City. So the gimbal's in the bag and I'm vlogging this way. I also can't take pictures with my tripod because again, that's professional gear. But it's not really that big of a deal because you can't stay here until after sunset anyway. Sunset is at 6, they close at 5 o'clock. We could probably stay until about 5:15. So instead we're just gonna vlog and enjoy this. Now the good news is this place is unreal, absolutely impressive. You've got the huge pyramid behind me as you see, and I think the game plan right now is to climb up it. You're almost there, Steve.
Oh yeah.
Almost.
I feel like, oh, the view is amazing from here. The struggle is real.
The struggle is so real. These are the steepest steps ever. And it doesn't help that we're over 3,000 meters altitude. It doesn't help that I'm still kind of out of shape. I'm absolutely being crushed by this. But almost to the top, I think. Steve, is that the top? Almost. How you doing, Steve?
Good workout, working out all the nachos we ate.
Should not have had the nachos for breakfast. Sorry about the wind noise. This new mic I have on doesn't do as well with the wind. Whoo! This is incredible. We've got views all the way out to the Temple of the Moon. We're currently on the top of the Temple of the Sun, and this is just unbelievable. Quick photography thing. I was shooting just some like travel photos of both Jody and Steve up at the top, and one of the ways to make a place like this look really impressive is to use a long lens like the 70-200. It's really easy as photographers to want to capture everything and to throw on a wide angle lens and try to grab everything, but I think that flattens out locations. It makes the pyramids look less tall, it makes everything look a little bit smaller. By using a really long lens, a telephoto lens, it compresses the landscape and makes everything look big and as impressive as you see it. Now, we got like 10 minutes left here until they're probably gonna start kicking us out. So we're gonna run, well, probably walk, down the main avenue here to the Temple of the Moon. So we're done here, and it's a little bit sad we can't stay longer until sunset. Even another half an hour would be amazing. We're on this main avenue towards the Temple of the Moon, and it just makes for great photos. We shot a couple now, and they look beautiful, but with a sunset, it would just be unreal. One of the things I really have to get better at as a professional photographer is sending emails to like the Ministry of Tourism to get permission to shoot at places like this a little bit later. So kind of a bit of a fail on my part, but I'm still super stoked with this place. This was just unreal, so good. And I think Mike, who we left behind at home working at a cafe, is gonna be a little bit sad he didn't come along for this bit of an adventure. Now, we're gonna head back into the city. It's about an hour back home, and we're gonna grab some dinner. There's like a taco spot right across the street from our Airbnb. There's pretty much taco places every single street in Mexico City. So that's what we're getting for dinner. Here we go. I got alambre de res, which is like meat. There's also onion and cheese and green pepper. And it's so good. Oh my God, that's good. If I learned anything in Mexico City today, it's that I'm gonna get fat over the next 3 weeks. The food has been unreal, so delicious, and today was just such a good day. I'm already looking forward to what we get up to tomorrow, and I guess I'll see you guys there. Peace.